Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined by our friend Simone Peront once again, better known as Real Talk with Simone. That's right. She's here to talk to you as a coach in any field, any aspect you like. She's from Anaheim, California, does virtual work. Go to the website realtalkw.simone.com. So that's realtalkw.simone.com. How are you today?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing well. Pleasure to have you back. And let's tell our listeners and viewers today more about the type of work that you do.
Yes. So I'm a life coach who offers talk therapy to anyone who wants to vent, say whatever that's on their mind that's bothering them. I am here for support. And if there's anyone who wants to be held accountable for any goals that a person might have, I'm also there for you in that aspect as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you for being here. Now, also, you're a life coach, you say, not a licensed therapist, just to let people know, disclaimer there, but there's a lot that you can offer with that, just different aspects of it. Could you just share a little bit of the difference?
Yes. So for life coaches, we help with different areas such as business, finance, leadership. If you are wanting to improve your relationships with your friends, your family, or whether it's to gain a better understanding of your own purpose and who you are, your spiritual life, as well as fitness and health. So those are some of the areas where a life coach can help.
Great, thank you. And let's talk specifically more about, what you do as a life coach and some of the services in general.
Yes. So what I do is I offer a free consultation to anyone who's in contact with me. And then from there, the person gets to choose what method of communication is best for them. It could be FaceTime, Zoom, over the phone, online chat, or in person if they're in the area.
Perfect. And some people come to you with, well, there's all different types of things. Give us some examples of some of the things you can help people with.
So I had experience listening to people with their addiction problems and concerns. I've helped people just vent and talk about their relationships with their boyfriend or their girlfriend and some of the issues that they're going through as far as their family members, what they can do to gain better insight and perspective, how to handle the situation. So those are some of the things that I've had experience with.
Great. And in particular, could you share maybe a recent experience of how you're helping someone? I believe it was a mother, right?
Yeah. So, a mom called me a couple days ago wanting to get help for her daughter. And she was frustrated because the daughter was talking about stuff that happened to her since she was 12 years old. And it just didn't make sense to the mom because she felt that it was just making the daughter go backwards and not forward. And she's telling me that she's had experience with a life coach and she had a good experience. So she was asking me, can you help my daughter? And I was like, yes, I'd love to be there for your daughter. I'm here for support in the best way that I can. So that's how I'm helping somebody right now. And when the mom was telling me about her experience and how her daughter was talking about the past experience of bringing stuff up when she was young, I wasn't surprised about that because I think it's really important to understand the difference between how a therapist and a life coach operates. So just a few things that I feel are important. The therapist is going to bring up past and present. They're going to use modalities like psychoanalysis, cognitive behavioral therapy, different approaches to help clinically assess a person and to see if there's anything wrong, just like a doctor. And a life coach, they're going to bring up and discuss present and future events, and they will do their best to create structured goals to help a person go forward. So I feel that if you get in touch with how you're feeling, why you want to see somebody, and if you know at least a slight differences between the two, I think that's going to really help a person go forward. Because if you don't know these things, these important factors, that's the frustration that some people are going to experience. And of course, both are good, but I feel that if you know this, if you understand this, it's just going to help a person go where there's no road bumps, kind of a thing.
Got it. Very good. And clearly relationships, so that's mother-daughter. You also help couples?
So as far as relationships go, I don't have experience with talking to both people at the same time. Usually when that event occurs, I've had experience talking with just the individual themselves, because it's good for the person to just let some things out, talk about what's going on, get some good advice, get some honest feedback. And then from there, I'm happy to refer them to a couples therapist that I know, and that's going to be good for them. So that's where that engagement has been for me as far as couples.
Got it. Okay. But people maybe need to improve upon themselves to better a relationship. Clearly, that's what you can work on. All right. Did you want to share any other examples of any other recent clients?
Yes. So another one is with sex addiction. Now, clearly, I'm not a sex therapist or anything like that, but I think the huge aspect of life coaching, counseling in general, is just being able to get your thoughts out so that you can start to make sense of things and have clarity and be able to process them. Because when this individual was talking to me about his addiction to porn and how it was affecting his life, I was able to just be a good listener, no judgment. Like, he did admit to me that he was feeling uncomfortable talking to me about this, and I just assured him that it was okay because it was confidential. And I would just encourage him to do other activities to help replace that addiction, like doing exercise and just doing different things. And he would come back to me as far as accountability and to let me know that he had cut down from maybe, several times, like 4 times a week, to maybe 1 time, and et cetera. So I've been able to help in that aspect, which is great. But yeah, I think anything where you can give someone good emotional support and just to be there for people, I think is a huge key.
Wow. Thank you so much. And also, the work you're doing, like we are talking here today, virtually, how many times a week do you talk?
Schedule varies because, depends on the client's schedule, depends on my schedule. So as many times as a person wants, but I try my best to just encourage just a couple times a week. Reason for that is because the person needs to have time space to be able to clear their head after the session, make the progress, reflect on anything else that they wanted to talk about that they didn't get to. So I try to encourage just a few times a week, not nothing massive like 4 times or anything like that, because I want them to be productive and start making the progress that's needed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I get it. Also, I can't refresh my internet here. It keeps going in and out. So I'm sorry, but the next thing I'm supposed to be asking you, I'll just have to ask you, what did you want to talk about next? So if I ever say that, that means she can't find her notes, but it's okay. We always have great conversations. We don't even need our notes. But yeah, I know in particular reasons to
So
work with someone. Yeah, why you would not work with someone.
yeah,
There we go.
that was just so everyone is welcome. My door is open to everybody. Before we get started, I have people sign a form, and it cuts into two different parts. One that says you understand that I'm a life coach who offers talk therapy and I'm not a licensed therapist. And then there's a second part where I list reasons why I would not do business with someone. A couple of them is if you are talking about harming yourself, or you're going to go out and physically harm somebody else, I will do my due diligence to report that to authorities. Reason being, it's for the safety of the community. Another reason is if a person is acting inappropriate toward myself, could be sexual innuendos or harassment or physical harm. That's another reason. And another reason is if a person is talking to me and they're just saying how they're expressing deep hatred towards another race, religion, gender, etc., in such a way where it's not going to be productive, because you can talk about it with me and we could figure out why you feel the way that you do, and as long as we're going towards progress. But if a person is just going to talk about this and is showing no signs of wanting to improve, then those are some of the reasons why I would have to cut ties, cut the umbilical cord, so to speak.
How often has that happened?
It's actually happened a couple of times.
Okay.
But like, so a very small percentage, like maybe 3%. But other than that, everything's been pretty good for the most
Got
part.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Good to hear. And what's next on the agenda?
So another one that I want to talk about is, why self-improvement? Why is self-improvement important in our everyday life? And this is something that we're not taught in school. And if we get into a good habit of integrating it to our daily life, it could be taking a walk down the beach, reading a good book, spending time in prayer, meditation, anything that takes action steps to help enhance your well-being, to preserve it, take care of it, nourish it. I feel that it is important for not just yourself, but it affects the relationships you have with others, because it starts with you within first. So you got to take good care of yourself, and just how you look at life and handle things in life. And I believe that maybe not talked about enough, but it is important to instill that in your life if you can, every day, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right. And let's remind everyone how we can reach you.
Please send me an email at Simone@realtalkwsimone.com.
Okay, perfect. All right. And also, now with your work here as a life coach, I know self-improvement, you say again, enhancing our strengths and of course can improve our mental health, also heal relationships, and self-improvement is huge. Is there any other self-improvement stories that you want to talk about today?
Sure. I think it's going to be more of a perspective. So this perspective would be honest with who you are as a person. Even if it feels uncomfortable, take the mask off. is part of getting out of your comfort zone. I feel that the more we get in touch and being honest with who you are as a person is going to create beautiful ripple effects in that water. It's going to scatter and it's going to reach momentous distances and even peaks of the highest mountains. You owe it to yourself to take the time to breathe, to inhale, exhale, to understand you, because you only have one life to live.
Yeah.
And you need to really stay away from distractions that are going to get in the way. And so I think I'm speaking about this perspective because I see this through all life coaching experiences that I've had so far. And a lot of it comes down to whether they're venting about their family member or their boyfriend or their girlfriend. But I feel that a lot of problems can be solved if you understand like your values, what's important to you, because once you pave that way, I feel that there's a lot of things that you can solve on your own. So it's like your own inner power. So I definitely encourage to be in touch with that.
Okay. Good one. Thank you for that. And then is there also some more inspirational quotes that you want to share that I know about our comfort zone, but anything else?
Yeah, it ties into the perspective that I was just talking about. It's like live each day as if you have no tomorrow. Make the very best of it. Don't be afraid to go out there. Have the courage to do it right now. Don't waste time. And with this bright, burning energy that you have inside of you, that's like a beautiful comet that's waiting to shatter into the universe. It will create possibilities and a hope for a better tomorrow. Believe in your inner power and just have that unshakable trust and confidence in yourself. You have to believe in yourself and you have to be confident. So you deserve it.
Aww. We do. We do. We do.
Yes.
Now, but around the holidays, let me ask you, how was our mental health around the holidays? Why is a coach extra special, extra good to have someone to talk to?
Oh my gosh, because of the distractions and the noise that people put on. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just like so much, excuse my language, crap that people put into their brains, whether it's like politics or gossip or just negativity that you come across sometimes. I mean, there's some people where they experience this during the holidays. I don't know why that is. And just if you if you want to reach out to somebody just to be like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. I want to clear my headspace of what happened during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have somebody just to have like a shoulder to lean on. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like if we can get out of that and take a step or a minute or two just to get some peace, I encourage it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, we still got 5 more minutes in our show. So I'm going to ask you, what else did you want to share for today that maybe is not on the notes, but that you want to elaborate on?
Okay. Well, I feel that, I think this is important when we're talking to other people. Everybody has their own unique experiences because we have our own footprints in the sand. Like if you look at your thumb, it's cool because you have your own thumbprint, and it's not like anybody else's, you have your own. And so I believe that it is important that when I listen to somebody, that I try my best to be in the other person's shoes. Even though the themes are the same, I don't want to treat other similar themes as the same. Like, it's really important for me to, outside of the session, after the session is over, I'll take the time to reflect on perspectives, approaches, or feedbacks that I want to give as a gift to that person when we come back for the next one. Because I feel that everyone's experiences are unique unto their own. So I will treat the person not as a same theme, but special and unique for them. It's important.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I also think around the holidays, it's good to have someone to talk to. If you don't, it's always reaching out to a friend, family member. But what I also find that disastrous because they're so much more opinionated than someone who's neutral to a subject. And do you offer any packages? Is, coaching affordable? Did you want to share anything of that aspect?
Sure. So my costs are affordable. I know I didn't really discuss too in depth with that before, but I offer single sessions. They're $25 an hour, and it's no packages at this time because it's based on everybody's needs and wants. And I will know how many sessions are required or what would be needed after getting to know the person and after talking to them for a bit to understand more about what's important to them.
All right. Well, if we want to reach out to you, tell us one more time how we do so.
Please send me an email at simone@realtalkwsimone.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us, and looking forward to next time as always. We back again next week?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Enjoy your day and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful, happy day.
You too. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.